Hi guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. And today myself, Shivenndra and Agilan are going to show you guys a short presentation about virtual reality. This video is created for our computer fundamental final project. Let's get started.
To know about virtual reality, we must first learn about what is virtual reality. Virtual reality is a computer-generated simulation world where the user can interact within the world. Using a VR headset, a user can see and feel through the simulated world. They can also interact with the object that exists within the world using a controller. Not actually or in fact, since the mid 1400s. The term of virtual has been used in the computer sense of not physically existing but made to be appear by software since 1959. It is something similar to holographic images. In 1938, French avid great playwright Antonin Artaud described the illusionary nature of characters and objects in the theater as in collection of essays. The English translation of this book, published in 1958 as The Theatre of His Double, is the earliest published use of the term virtual reality. The term artificial reality, coined by Maureen Kruger, has been used since 1970s. The term of virtual reality was first used in a science fiction context, The Judas Mandela, in a book by Damien Brode in 1982. Virtual reality system can vary significantly from one to the next one, depending on their purpose and the technology used, although they generally fall into one of the following three categories. First, non-impressive. This type of VR technically refers to a 3D simulated environment that access through a computer screen. The environment might also generate sound depending on the program. The user has some control over the virtual environment using a keyboard, mouse, or other device, but the environment does not directly interact with the user. A video game is a good example of non-impressive VR, as it's a website that enables a user to design a room's decor. The next one, semi-immersive. This type of VR offers a particular virtual experience that access through a computer screen or some type of glasses or headset. It focuses primarily on the visual 3D aspect of virtual reality and does not incorporate physical movement in the way of full immersion does. A common example of semi-immersive VR is the flight simulator, which is used by airlines and militaries to train their pilots. The final one will be the fully immersive. This type of VR delivers the greatest level of virtual reality, completely immersing the user into a 3D simulated world. It incorporates sight, sound, and in some cases touch. There have been some experience with the addition of smell. Users wear special equipment such as helmet, goggles, and gloves and are able to fully interact with the environment. The environment might also incorporate such equipment as treadmills or stationary bicycles to provide users with the experience of moving through the 3D space. Fully immersive VR technology is still in infancy, but it has made important inroads into the gaming industry and to some extent the healthcare industry, and it is generating a great deal of interest in others.
How was VR gaming? The virtual reality concept existed way back in 1962 when Morton Hellick invented the Sensorama, which is considered as the first ever virtual reality machine. Morton Hellick said that the Sensorama is going to be the future of cinema. But the Sensorama didn't do very well because there is no funds to develop the machine. Hellick, who today we thought as a multimedia specialist in the 1950s, saw theatre as an activity that could encompass all the senses in an effective manner. He dubbed it experience theatre and detailed his vision of multisensory theatre in 1955. In 1962, he built a prototype of his vision, dubbed the Sensorama, along with 5 short films for it to be displayed. The Sensorama is a mechanical device which includes a stereoscopic color display, fans, order emitters, stereo sound system, and a motivational chair. It simulated a motorcycle ride through New York and created the experience by having the spectator sit in an imaginary motorcycle while experiencing the street through the screen. Fans generated wind and the simulated noise and smell of the city. These elements are triggered at the appropriate time, such as the case of the release of the exhaust chemicals when rider approached a bus. The petrol fumes and the smell of pizza snacks bars were recreated by chemicals. While the machine still functions today, an audience cannot interact with it and it cannot respond based on the user's actions. This trial of the Sensorama using short film piece that detailed a bicycle ride through Brooklyn created in the 1950s and still seemed quite impressed by what it could do more than 40 years later. The Sensorama was able to display stereoscopic 3D images in a wide-angle view, provide body tilting, supply stereo sound, and also had tracks for wind and aromas to be triggered during the film. Hillig was unable to obtain financial backing for his visions and patents, so the Sensorama work was halted.
Popularly, VR used in gaming. Because of user can interact with the virtual world, game companies have taken advantage of this feature and add this to their games. Games like Resident Evil Biohazard, Rec Room, and Grand Theft Auto 5 has received well in gamers. Because of this, VR games are becoming more usual than the years before. This is a bit different from virtual gaming, as it will take us to the next level experience of our daily entertainment, such as watching movies, watching thrilling videos, and socializing with other people. With this, in the near future, our common activities and common entertainment activities will become more real. But for now, this seems a possibility, but not a common thing to do. Next up, virtual reality education. Well, this will become a possibility in the near future, as students now are very interested in learning education through virtual reality. Because of this, students don't have to lift the weight of books. And in a research said that students will learn more quickly in a virtual learning way instead of watching a text and reading it on a book. The final one is training through virtual reality. Well, this has become a possibility in this current time because most of the industries use virtual reality to train their employees, such as surgeries, automobile repairs, and so on. In the near future, even building construction site will be using VR headsets to plan their building and how to build it quickly.
In 1968, Shivenndra and his student Bob Sproul had started to develop the first ever VR headset called the Sword of Damocles. And tracking system. It is widely considered to be the first augmented reality HMD system, although Morton Heilig had already created a stereoscopic head-mounted viewing apparatus without head tracking. That one also known as stereoscopic television apparatus for individual use. The Sword of Damocles was created in 1968 by scientist Shivenndra with the help of his students. Before he began been working toward what he termed the ultimate display. Even Sutherland was already well respected for his accomplishment in computer graphics.
So, how advanced VR has become? Virtual reality's technology is consistently advancing. The visuals are getting more realistic, eye tracking and motion tracking are improving, and the virtual reality headsets is become more both accessible and convenient, setting the stage of eventful full drive of VR experience. As it continues to advance, virtual reality will be one of the many technologies that business adopt to provide an immersive experience for both customers and employees. The industry is growing at a fast pace, with the global virtual reality market size projected to increase from less than 12 billion US dollars in 2022 to more than $22 billion by 2025. According to the latest forecast from IDC Research, investment in VR and AR will multiply 24-fold over the next 4 years, reaching 15.5 billion euros by 2022. These are the latest developments of virtual reality. First up is the advanced eye tracking technology, which will interact with the movement of a user's eye. The next one is virtual reality social interaction, which people can meet new people and become friends with in a virtual reality world. The next one will be a more convenient use of a VR headset, which will mean a more easier mobility and more easier way to use it. However, using virtual reality also brings us some disadvantage, like we will have health issues such as our eye will get tired after using so much of virtual reality. Plus, VR can also bring us dizziness and illusion. The next one will be we may not know what is real and what is fake. Virtual reality itself is a hologramic world. By using it a lot, we might don't know the difference between our world and the metaverse. Virtual reality training developed is too expensive, so it will cost a lot. And also, virtual reality training is not effective, which is also another fact of using virtual reality. These are the most common disadvantages of using virtual reality. Next up, we have these three separate images. The first one shows a contact lens, but it's not a normal one. The contact lens can be used to virtual reality, which means using that contact lens, we can actually access the world of virtual reality. Oh, by the way, the metaverse is actually living in a virtual reality world. Basically living our life, doing our daily routine, going to our job, and spending our life in a virtual reality is called a metaverse. The next image shows a life in the metaverse. Well, even though a life in a metaverse has become a possibility in this current time, it's not a common thing amongst our people. Well, this will be common in the near future, but however, the metaverse is still in a development state. But in the near future, VR glasses will be popular and will be at an affordable price where people can buy it. However, it also has its disadvantage because if you're a student, it is very convenient for you to cheat in exams. Well, it is not a bad for it. So it's not as been popular as it is as VR.
And that's the end of our presentation. I would like to thank my partner Agilan for assisting me, and then most importantly, I would like to thank our supervisor Dr. Nurul Anis for guiding us.
I'll also thank Mr. Salman for guiding us through this assignment, and my partner Shivenndra for helping me complete this assignment. And a very special thanks for all of those who watch our video patiently until the end. Thank you all, and thank you for the support.